I'm George Booth from Aberdeenshire in the north of Scotland, married to Jillian with 3 kids, Finlay who's 14, Jack who's 12 and Poppy who's 8.
Hello, my name is Jillian Booth and I'm married to George Booth.
3.5 years ago I was in a train in Holland with my boss at the time. He says, if I was your age, he said, I would have gone to America. He says, that's where the business is to be done, that's the biggest market. And I says, well, I'm up for that.
I knew that there was a possibility we could move with George's job, and I was always open to that idea, never really thinking it would actually happen. So we prayed about it, and I know we sought like wise counsel, and we said, okay, well, let's push this door and see if this is God's will for our family.
We journaled the guidance we'd been getting on the subject, and initially it was like, okay, well, it would need to look like this, and then what about that? And we journaled it. So we just got a lot of peace about moving here, but at the time, never really quite understood why. We moved here in August 2010, and we went to the closest church to our house at the time here in the Woodlands, and went there for about 4 weeks. So we never felt a connection, never felt community.
No one really spoke to us. At the end of the service, people just got up and left.
We reached out to that church and just kind of filled out the standard card. Got an email, but the guy said he'd be in touch and then never followed up. So we went back for another couple of weeks.
So friends of ours had been trying Church Project for a few weeks. They said, come along, we think you'll like it.
They described it to me, I'm like, oh, really? A warehouse and IKEA chairs, and I says, well, we'll come along and just give it a try. And I walked in there and just something connected, and I felt I'd come home.
So we kept coming to Church Project. We met with Jason and Brooke, who told us a bit about the background from Church Project. And very clearly it was, I think this is where God wants us to be.
Within a few months of coming to Church Project, we found ourselves hosting a house church and leading a house church.
God had given us this house here, and that this was a great opportunity to open our home.
And I remember an overwhelming sense of this is why God has moved us here. Now I've got a great job, I still enjoy my work, I enjoy my career, but the overwhelming sense that God had a far bigger purpose than me to come here and move freight around. And that was an eternal purpose, and we found we can serve that eternal purpose at Church Project.
We got connected with people, and our house church felt like our family.
We'll create a place where you're welcome, a place where you can worship, a place where you can study the Word, and a place where we can witness to others. So we don't want to be a holy huddle in our house church, but we want to reach out to our communities, to our neighbours, to our colleagues, to our friends, to mums in the schoolyard, and make a difference for His purposes and for His kingdom.
It really is our family. And I keep looking back to verses that we had looked at before we moved here. And one of the verses was, if you rise on the wings of the dawn, if you settle on the far side of the sea, even there my right hand will guide you, my hand will hold you fast. So even our family is so far away, but yet to us, this is home, this is family. And being part of Church Project and House Church for us made such a difference in us settling here and getting connected and finding community.
We still feel Scottish, we still are Scottish, but this is home for us now.